SEGA is getting ready for December to release the brand new trailer for Sonic Frontiers 2, or whether it is Frontiers 2, or whatever game that we could be talking about. But there has been a quiet shift that could completely change the direction of the next mainline Sonic game, and it's not just the speculation, but everything we've seen in combination from Frontiers, to Shadow Generations, and even Sonic Crossworlds that points to one huge comeback that longtime fans have been begging for. And SEGA seems to be listening. Frontiers 2 is going to be that game to finally explode Sonic back onto the mainstream market, and what's coming next might be their boldest decision yet. Now yes, Sonic has been massively successful recently with the redemption of Frontiers, Shadow Generations, and the Sonic movies, as well as Sonic Crossworlds with their respective reviews. However, Frontiers 2 is finally going to be Sonic's mainline punch to be back in the gaming industry, without any questions asked. We're going to be seeing a kind of swagger and style that we haven't seen since the Adventure and Sonic 06 era. A return to Sonic that is iconic, and a realistic aura that gives Sonic his most ambitious, powerful look ever. And this is just not just backed by a bigger budget, fan trust, and years of lessons learned, but also because of the information I'm about to share in this video, so you better stay tuned. Well, only if you would want to, but obviously like and subscribe if you love me as a person. You don't have to, but I'm here if you want to. But anyway, we've got some brand new insights, development cues, and the patterns that prove that SEGA are finally going all in again. And if this is true, the next Sonic game could mark a brand new golden age for the series. And let's talk about what's exactly going on, the speculation, the whole ideas behind what we need, and exactly the common sense that we have already. But before we start, there are two things we have to mention. Number one, SEGA has increased their budget massively after these brand new successes, and I know that can be blatantly obvious, but we've even seen that in the production scale of Sonic Crossworlds, and of course the movies that have pivoted Sonic up to new heights. But before we dive our teeth into any of the awesome stuff, I want to kind of look at this model just to begin with, because I had a lot of comments on one of the previous videos that was talking about how I was being overly critical about the Supersonic model and everything to do with it. Now, of course I'm not trying to be blatantly critical at SEGA. Like, obviously SEGA is an awesome company, they've made some amazing games recently, but I just want to just have a look back. This is not nostalgia pandering, I just want to make that clear. This is not nostalgia pandering. This model, especially the CGI version, because obviously I think the in-game model of Unleashed for Supersonic is awesome, but even just the CGI render for Supersonic, just look how much character and muscle there was behind the character at the time, and I truly believe that if SEGA was to actually go to more of this stylized Marza version, which is something that I didn't point out in the previous video, this model actually takes inspiration from the Marza update, and I think this is really awesome because people kept saying that it was the Frontiers model. Yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance here, but they were using kind of the mesh design of the Marza model, and I think going back to that whole idea is perfect. So we'll get to that further into the video. But anyway, I just want to show this as well. The Sonic Stadium have said that Sonic is up for 2 awards at the UK's Golden Joystick Award. The Console Game of the Year and the Best Game Adaptation. So obviously, guys, go and vote, and it's going to be ending on the 31st of October. So go and vote. Please vote for Sonic, of course. And yeah, I kind of want to just go over that really quickly. But also, I kind of wanted to express this because a lot of people kept talking about how we can't go back to the adventure model, and people said that they just want the long quills back and obviously the stylized version of Sonic. But yes, I don't think we have to go back to the adventure model, but I do believe that we can take things from the adventure model that allowed Sonic to become stylistic. Because even in the adventure games, we saw Sonic was able to have so much expression despite the technical limitations of animation. Yeah, I really do enjoy these models. I want to know what you guys think of the SA1 and SA2 models and how that would go into Frontiers 2. Now, we're going to go into more deeper information as we go further into this video, so don't think that this is just all is. And also, we also get a closer look at Sonic's model in PUBG, the recent collab that they have between Sonic and PUBG. I think that this is really awesome. I love the way that Sonic kind of has like his old Marza model, but obviously it's not. It looks like a cheap version of it, but hey, I'm not complaining. I just don't understand why SEGA can't just go back to the old Sonic model. I honestly love it. I think it's amazing, and I really hope SEGA can go back to this original model. And another thing as well is that this was a really cool kind of pitch. Now, this reminds me a lot of Rayman, if you guys know Rayman. I don't know, there's just something about this kind of model that looks awesome. Now, obviously, there'll be some mixed opinions about this kind of model, because I love how Sonic kind of has that straight silhouette to make him more expressive, but For me personally, I think that this blends the idea of the adventure model and the Frontiers model into one perfect mesh. But hey, there are going to be some critics of this. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I do really like this model. I think this is awesome. Not as good as the one in the previous video that I mentioned, but I believe Frontiers 2 can take some massive inspiration from some of these designs, because especially with the budget going up, we need a brand new Sonic rehash. In fact, I think we need a complete redesign of the cast if we're going to be moving forward into a more higher budget echelon. Now, this is one of the important things I want to show off in this video. I love this model. This model is so awesome. I think we need this. This is the definition of the best. The best of the best of the best. I love the way that this picture looks. I'm not sure where this is from, so let me know in the comments where you would find this model. I'm not a super big expert when it comes to sourcing, but Daniel Barnes says that obviously Sonic Frontiers Revisited, it's a great game. I will link it in the description. However, I really do adore the way that this model looks, especially with just the whole idealization of the way that the modern Marza model should be. And I kind of want to go into some of the muscle of Frontiers 2 later in this video. Oh, and also a quick note, side note, Sonic Crossworlds is amazing. And also we kind of want to go over to this model by Maria, as I think that these are the definitions of some of the peak models of the way Sonic should look. Especially Amy. I love how Amy has more of like an animatable expression. Yeah, this is peak. I love this so much. I think if we were to get this in Frontiers 2, obviously they're not going to take directly from fan interpretation, but something like this would be super awesome. And also, these are some pretty cool mods. I'll go leave these in the description, but it's just a little side note. But also we can see the expression from Adifying. Something about the old Sonic and Mario renders just makes me happy. I just love the way that the adventure model was really able to show off that Sonic was like a cool character, but he also just had that level of maturity to him, so he wasn't kind of like his classic counterpart. I really badly want them to go back to kind of like this adventure kind of model, not necessarily because I found the adventure model superior to the Marza model, but I also found that there was more expressible cues, so you were able to animate the adventure model much more clearly because it had so much more expression in the model, as the Frontiers model, it just looks very squashed together. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with it, but Sonic Team definitely can improve from what they have currently. And that's not me bashing the games, by the way. I think all the Sonic games recently have been awesome. And also, Once I Did It said that they redid this render. This is completely irrelevant to Frontiers 2, but this model is awesome. I love this. This is super peak, so go and check this person out. Yeah, this is peak, this is peak. There's also this kind of whole muscle behind this old Sonic design. Now, this kind of takes inspiration from the 06 kind of model, but also it kind of has like that sleek of the modern design and the Heroes design, I think, because it kind of has like that sheen to it. Yeah, let me know what you think of this one too. We're gonna obviously move on to more important things just in a second. And then there's also this one, which kind of takes inspiration of the classic model, but let me know what you guys think. Not a super huge fan of this. I think it's incredibly expressive and awesome, but just not really my type of design. I would want Sonic to look a little bit more mature, but I think Sonic needs more of that cute animation. Maybe this could be like a facial cue, like maybe Sonic is cute at like some point, even though he is cute. I'm making this sound really weird. And also, this is heavily underrated too. I took the Team Sonic Racing model and made his legs thicker and adjusted his muzzle, and now I really like it. Look how simple this is. This is super awesome. I really hope that we can just get something like this, because I know that Sonic Team won't have the actual muscle to put the Marza model into the games, but hey, I've seen fans do it, so I don't really know why SEGA can't do that. And I'll leave some footage on the screen as to what I'm talking about right now. I think that this looks awesome personally. I really want them to add this model into Frontiers 2, and especially because it keeps the integrity and the consistency of the model in the CGI trailers. So if you were to see CGI Sonic and then see him in the game, it's like, oh, it's the same Sonic, you know? And this is awesome too. Oh yeah, this is happening. The CGI adventure Sonic. This is awesome. I love this. This is a huge contender. And also we've got this one. You know, sometimes I wonder why this model has never been used since Unleashed. Like, obviously this is the peakest model. I think that this is awesome. Like, the Marza model is just something we so badly need back. Obviously, I think that it could use with some improvements, but very minor. Like, you wouldn't even notice it, it's negligible. And also, now we want to move on to this kind of muscle design. So, obviously, we've got Sonic Frontiers 2, if reportedly in development by Daniel RPK. And obviously, Daniel RPK is a huge, credible source. Obviously, we know that Frontiers 2 is in development. I want to know what you guys think of these ideas though, because obviously we could say, just discovered the model from Speed Battle, and SEGA, please use this model. I think that this model is awesome too. I'm agreeing with a lot of the Sonic fans. Normally we have a lot of discourse, and a lot of Sonic fans on Twitter are very, very toxic, but actually I'm loving this. This is awesome. And then also, this is another really cool wish list that we could have for Frontiers 2. So the return of the classic zones like Green Hill. Yeah, we need Sonic's home back. I get Sonic doesn't live anywhere, and he kind of makes that up like with really bad excuses in the Tails Tube. But come on, can we give Sonic a home already? Like, surely he's not homeless. And also the EDM soundtrack, which, okay. And Crossworlds voice cast and direction, obviously. I think that we need Sonic to have more of that deeper kind of voice. I probably actually really like it. I just think Sonic needs to have like those melancholic tones, so Sonic can turn from really like happy and then like kind of serious. That's what I like about Frontiers. You notice that happens quite a lot. Obviously just a little less serious. A lot of dialogue that references the past games. No Stalker Amy, good. And Shadow's story about Maria. We need Shadow in Frontiers 2. If Shadow is not in Frontiers 2, even Kirk Thornton, we need you. Like, bro, we need you. We need you in Frontiers 2. And also, yeah, it's your turn, Frontiers 2. Obviously, we've got all these great reviews. We've got Crossworlds, we've got Shadow Gens. Come on, you've got this, you've got this. And also, this would be a really cool pitch as well. This would be the perfect free for the next game, in my opinion, Sonic Frontiers 2. Yeah, this is super awesome, Super D. I think this would be epic to see Sonic and Shadow, obviously, because like they both had their Hedgehog Engine 2 masterpieces. I would say Frontiers is a masterpiece. I know a lot of people are going to be controversial about that, but I love Frontiers 2. And if you like Frontiers 2 as well, Frontiers, like the video. And also we've got this as well. Some of the info of the next mainline Sonic game, possibly Frontiers 2. Instead of using all of that time and energy to remake a game that people have already experienced, we can make a brand new game instead. And I think the team is really interested in taking that same amount of time and energy and effort to really bring a new experience to the players. And in the same interview, he also mentions that modern technology allows Sonic Team to offer richer, more complex, and more interesting worlds, and it therefore stands to reason that the next Sonic game will be precisely that, a new experience with a larger and more interesting game world. Now, I believe that Frontiers 2 will have one huge open world. I believe Frontiers 2 will also have much higher res Sonic models. I believe they will start to use Unreal Engine 5, which I don't really agree with, but hey, I think Unreal Engine 5 has some beautiful graphics. Not trying to say Frontiers and Hedgehog Engine 2 doesn't, but it's like the next level, if that makes sense. Yeah, I believe that we're going to have more dialogue interaction, better animations. Everything that you saw in Shadow Generations, we're going to pretty much have in Frontiers 2, and that is going to be super awesome. Now, another thing that I want to kind of take inspiration from as well is by Vito, who says, if Frontiers 2 happens, I know it's unlikely to bring back the similar landscapes of the Starfall Islands, but I truly wish to see it again. Now, something really cool that Sega could do, and obviously this is not something that I would really expect them to do, but imagine if they were to do something kind of like Spider-Man, right? Where, like, for example, you've got like New York, and then imagine they could make 3 games based off of that. Like, you have like a Miles Morales equivalent to Shadow, where he has like a little game like in between, and then obviously you've got, yeah, I think that would be awesome, especially with like, you know, the whole idea of like them having their own finisher moves. Frontiers combat is awesome. I love it because it doesn't actually like give you the complexity of some combat designs, but also because Sonic is supposed to be fast. Now, I believe, yes, there should be more parrying with the Sonic Frontiers 2 combat, but I also think that there should be like still that kind of sense of speed, because Sonic is supposed to not really be brawling all the time. He should have the quick get the enemy out of the way and then move on and continue running. And yeah, this is also another really cool model, kind of really cool logo design for Sonic Frontiers 2. Also, let me know what you think about the whole combat idea in the comments. And also, there's a Sonic Frontiers sequel by Sonic City reportedly in the development and targeting a November 2026 release, just in time for Sonic's 35th anniversary, and the game will build on the open zone style that we may see Ian Flynn return as the writer. Come on, it's Ian Flynn. He's obviously going to be returning, and that is awesome. And obviously, we've got like this model as well. Make sure to subscribe and like, and make sure you check out my recent video on the animation and evolution of Sonic games. It'll be somewhere around on the screen here, and I love all of you. You guys are truly amazing. Thank you for all of the support recently, and I genuinely really thank all of you. So yeah, have an amazing day or night wherever you are from, and yeah, thank you. I can't wait to see what Sega's got in store for us.